Hello. A couple days ago, I asked if you would be interested in learning a little bit more about how I use mind mapping to come up with creative ideas and to stay inspired. I've been using mind mapping for pretty much my entire photography career, and it's really a visual way to collect ideas, to brainstorm, and to come up with really creative ideas from almost nothing. And I think it's really an amazing way that we can take simple words, simple themes, and elaborate and connect the dots and really come up with creative ideas consistently. Whenever I'm feeling a creative block, whenever I'm feeling maybe that I don't have any ideas, I always start mind mapping, and it, without fail, inspires me. It gives me some ideas. It gives me something to work on. So I hope that you enjoyed this short little lesson on how I use mind mapping. And if you do use a mind map, I'd love to see it. So feel free to tag me or message me. I can't wait to see what you do. All right, so here we go with our mind map. I usually keep a sketchbook or a notepad or something with me at all times so that when I do want to create a mind map or come up with ideas, I can do it wherever I am. You can use apps, you can have a sketchbook, you can use a piece of paper, whatever it is that you want to use. I'm much more of a hands-on person, so I do like to have notebooks and a pen to really allow myself to create, but whatever you like to do is up to you. How I usually start is I start with one word in the center of the page. And so what I'm going to use is the word open, just like I was using the other day. So we're going to just write open, perfect, just like that. And then we're going to spend maybe half a minute to a minute just branching out and thinking of all the different words you can think of that connect to that word of open. So we think of maybe a door, maybe we think of window, maybe we think of the open ocean, maybe we think of an open suitcase, maybe open eyes, maybe the open sky, and maybe the open road. And that's probably it for right now. Sometimes I'll have between 10 and 20, maybe even a bit less, different words. I try to keep it to just a few minutes, a minute maybe at the most, where I'm just coming up with the first things that I can think of that come to mind when I think of that one word of open. The second step is to then branch off each of these words and see what other words we can kind of connect. Because right now there's nothing really stirring my imagination from this list of words. But if we come up with a new list, we can start to elaborate. So if we think of an open door, what does that look like to us? Well, we think of maybe inside and outside. An open door is obviously unlocked. So we might think of like keys. We might think of it being closed, obviously. If we think of the open road, what do we think of? Maybe the desert. Maybe we think of the sky. Maybe we think of cars. The open sky, what do we think of? Well, we think of clouds. Maybe airplane. Maybe birds. If we think of open eyes, maybe colors, blindfold, glasses. If we think of an open suitcase, we obviously think maybe travel, clothes, a map. If we think of the open ocean, we might think of water, obviously, whales, a ship. If we think of open window, we might think of weather. We might think of a view. We might think of like a, what am I thinking? Glass? I don't know. So we come up with a whole nother list of words that connect to that word of open. And we can start to build upon ideas now, but my favorite thing to do is to try and connect a couple of these words together to build upon an idea. So if we take open door, and we think, okay, inside and outside, and maybe we also take the word desert, and we take maybe the word weather, how can we connect a door, inside, outside, weather, and a desert? So if we kind of use those four words together, we can maybe start to form an idea. And for me, I can think right away, maybe we have a desert scene with an open door in the middle of the desert. And inside the open door is rain clouds, or it's raining, or there's some sort of weather happening inside that open door. So it's raining, maybe like a rainbow, something like that. So if we were to kind of quickly sketch that, it might look like we have maybe the desert, maybe there's an open door, maybe it's raining inside, and maybe someone is standing with an umbrella, very quickly drawing an umbrella, waiting to go into that open doorway. We can do this as many times as we want with all the different sort of words that we've come up with. So maybe we want to take the word sky, we might take the word suitcase, maybe we'll take the word clouds, maybe we'll take the word let's do window. So we have an open window, a suitcase, sky, and clouds. So maybe we can say we'll have someone sitting on, maybe it's an airplane window, maybe someone sitting on the wing with an open suitcase, and we have clouds. So maybe collecting clouds, or like maybe they're like giving the clouds out or something like that. We can keep doing this as many times as we want with all the different words that we have, and that's usually how I come up with ideas. Is I take a few random words and I try to come up with a story about how they connect together. And I like to keep all of my mind maps in my sketchbooks and my notebooks, because you can go back to these and look at the same list a couple of days or weeks or months or even years later, and you might come up with new ideas. It might spur some new ideas. Not all of these are going to come up with an idea right now, but they might later on in the future. I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit about my process and how I come up with some ideas, and if you do decide to try mind mapping, please tag me in it.